Be me, 29, senior editor at a literary magazine in Brooklyn, spent years cultivating this amazing friendship with Carter. We met at a book launch 4 years ago, instantly clicked over our love of postmodern fiction. He's one of the few men I can actually tolerate having long conversations with. Probably because he actually listens when I talk, doesn't interrupt, seems to genuinely respect my intelligence. We do this thing where we meet every Thursday at this wine bar in Williamsburg, discuss books, art, philosophy, the state of the world. He works as an urban planner for the city, always has interesting perspectives on housing policy and gentrification. I've always appreciated that he never tries to mansplain things to me like every other man I know. Tonight feels different, though. He seems distracted, keeps looking at his phone. Finally, he puts it down and goes, "So, I've been seeing someone. Feel this weird pang in my chest, but push it down. Obviously, I'm happy for him. I'm a feminist. I don't need male validation or feel threatened by other women. Ask him about her, trying to sound enthusiastic. He gets this soft smile and starts talking about Maya. She's a pastry chef, works at some French bakery in the East Village. He met her when his sister dragged him to a cooking class. She's just so easy to be around, he says. Easy to be around? What does that even mean? Suppress my annoyance and ask him to elaborate. I don't know. She just doesn't make everything into a debate. We can just exist together. The way he says it feels pointed somehow. Ask if he's saying I make everything into a debate. He laughs nervously. No, that's not what I meant. You know I love our discussions. But there's something in his tone. We order another bottle of wine. The conversation feels stilted now. I bring up this essay I'm editing about the male gaze in contemporary literature. Usually Carter would engage, offer counterpoints, ask thoughtful questions. Tonight he just nods along, checking his phone again. Is she texting you? I ask, trying not to sound bitter. Yeah, sorry. She's asking about dinner plans this weekend. He's smiling at his screen like an idiot. Feel this surge of something I don't want to name. Not jealousy. Definitely not jealousy. Maybe just concern for my friend. After all, he barely knows this woman. Just be careful, I say. You don't really know her that well yet. He looks up at me with this weird expression. What do you mean? I mean, she works at a bakery. What do you two even talk about? The second it's out of my mouth. I know it sounds bad. But also, it's a valid question. Carter is educated, well-read, politically engaged. What intellectual stimulation could he possibly get from someone who makes croissants for a living? He's quiet for a long moment. We talk about lots of things. She's actually really interesting. I'm sure she is. I just mean, what? That she's not smart enough for me because she didn't go to Columbia? I didn't say that. But you implied it. This is not going how I wanted. Try to backtrack. Carter, come on, you know that's not what I meant. I'm just looking out for you. Are you, though? His voice has an edge I've never heard before. Feel defensive now. Of course I am. You're one of my closest friends. Right, friends? Something about the way he says it makes my stomach drop. Long pause. He pours himself more wine, drinks half the glass in one go. Can I ask you something? He says. Sure. Have you ever wondered why we've been meeting up every week for 4 years, and I've never asked you out? Feel like the floor just tilted. What? You're attractive. We have similar interests. We clearly enjoy each other's company. My heart is pounding. I thought you just valued our friendship. I do. But have you ever wondered why it never went further? Don't know what to say. Feel exposed somehow. Vulnerable. I guess I assumed you weren't attracted to me. He laughs, but it's not a nice sound. That's not it. Then what? He leans back in his chair, studying me. Do you really want to know? Nod, even though I'm not sure I do. Because you're exhausting. Feel like I've been slapped. Excuse me? You're exhausting to be around. Everything is a political statement. Everything is problematic. Everything is an opportunity to prove how enlightened you are. My face is burning. That's not fair, isn't it? Do you remember when we went to see that French film last month, and you spent the entire dinner afterward explaining why the female character was an example of internalized misogyny? Because she was. Or When we went to Marcus's birthday party and you lectured his girlfriend about her engagement ring being a symbol of patriarchal ownership, I was just having a conversation. You made her cry in the bathroom. She was being oversensitive. Or what about when my sister mentioned she was taking her husband's last name and you told her she was betraying all women? I was drunk. You're always drunk when you say these things, but you still say them. Feel tears stinging my eyes but refuse to let them fall. So what? You're saying I should just shut up about things that matter? I'm saying you use politics as a weapon. You use your values as a way to feel superior to everyone around you. That's not true, isn't it? When's the last time you just enjoyed something? When's the last time you watched a movie without analyzing the power dynamics? Read a book without counting how many female characters passed the Bechdel test? Had a conversation without steering it towards systemic oppression? Want to argue, but my mind is blank. I care about making the world better. No. You care about being seen as someone who cares about making the world better. It's different. The tears are coming now. Can't stop them. Fuck you, Carter. See, this is what I mean. The second someone challenges you, you either shut down or attack. You're attacking me right now. I'm being honest with you. For the first time in 4 years, I'm being completely honest. Why now? He sighs, looks genuinely sad. Because Maya asked me about you. What about me? She asked, if there was anything between us. And I realized I needed to be clear, with her and with myself, about why there isn't and never will be. Feel like I'm going to be sick. And you decided to use this moment to tell me everything you hate about me. I don't hate you. I hate the way you move through the world like everyone else is a supporting character in your moral awakening. Grab my bag, ready to leave. Wait, he says. Something in his voice makes me stop. I want to tell you something else. Haven't you said enough? Probably, but I'm going to say it anyway. Sit back down, wipe my eyes. The reason I started seeing Maya, the reason I'm falling for her, is because she's everything you're not. That hurts more than anything else, he said. She's kind. Not performatively kind. Not kind because she read a book about compassion. Just genuinely kind. She asks the barista about their day and actually listens to the answer. She volunteers at a community kitchen on weekends and has never posted about it on social media. She disagrees with me about things but doesn't make me feel stupid for my opinions. I've never made you feel stupid. Yes, you have. Constantly. You just couch it in intellectual language, so it seems like discourse. Think about all our conversations over the years. Was I really that bad? Last month you told me I was complicit in capitalist exploitation because I said I liked going to Whole Foods. It was a joke. It wasn't, though. And even if it was, you make those jokes constantly. Everything I do is evidence of some moral failing. Maybe because you're not as politically conscious as you think you are. He stares at me. Do you hear yourself right now? Even now, when I'm telling you this is why I can't be with you, you're doubling down. Feel defensive, attacked, misunderstood. I shouldn't have to diminish my values to make men comfortable. This isn't about your values. This is about your inability to let other people exist without your constant judgment and commentary. So, you want me to be some docile, agreeable woman who never challenges anything? I want you to be someone who can sit with uncertainty. Someone who can enjoy a conversation without winning it. Someone who treats the people around them with generosity instead of suspicion. 1. I am generous. Are you? When's the last time you complimented someone without adding a but? When's the last time you admitted you were wrong about something? Open my mouth, close it again. Can't think of a single example. This is bullshit. You're just like every other man who can't handle a strong woman. He actually laughs at this. See, that's your defense mechanism. Anyone who criticizes you is sexist. Anyone who doesn't want to date you can't handle a strong woman. It never occurs to you that maybe you're just not as pleasant to be around as you think you are. Plenty of people enjoy my company, do they? Or do they tolerate you because disagreeing means getting turned into a villain? Think about my friend group. Realized I've been doing most of the talking in every conversation for years. They listen, nod, rarely push back. Always thought it was because I was right about things. What if it's because they're tired? I have friends, I say weakly. Do you? Or do you have an audience? That hits different. Remember Rachel's birthday last year? She didn't invite me. When I confronted her, she said something vague about keeping it small, but her Instagram showed at least 20 people there. And Jen, who I used to be close with, we haven't spoken in months. She stopped responding to my messages after I criticized her for posting about her diet. You're being cruel, I tell Carter. I'm being honest. And maybe that feels cruel because no one's been honest with you in a long time. Why not? If I'm so insufferable, why didn't you say something before? Because I kept hoping you'd figure it out yourself. And because our friendship mattered to me, even if it was frustrating. Mattered? Past tense? He's quiet for a moment. I don't know. That depends on you. On me? On whether you can hear what I'm saying without making me the enemy. Want to defend myself, explain why he's wrong. But something is shifting inside me. Think about the last few years. The arguments with my mother about her political views. Haven't spoken to her in 6 months. My brother asked me not to come to Christmas because I make everything tense. My boss at the magazine pulled me aside last month, said I needed to collaborate better with colleagues. I dismissed it as office politics, probably sexism. What if it wasn't? I don't know how to be different, I finally say. My voice sounds small. Carter's expression softens slightly. I'm not asking you to change your values. I'm asking you to examine why you wield them like weapons. I just want to make people think. But do you want to make them think, or do you want to make them feel small? That question sits heavy between us. I don't know anymore. He reaches across the table, almost touches my hand, then pulls back. Here's the thing about Maya. She has values too. She's vegetarian. She thinks about animal welfare constantly. But when we went to a steakhouse for my coworker's retirement dinner, she ordered sides and didn't say a word about anyone else's choices. She just existed in her values without requiring everyone else to validate them. So, I should just stay quiet about injustice? There's a difference between speaking up about injustice and making every single interaction a referendum on everyone's moral worth. We sit in silence. The wine bar is getting crowded around us. Watch a couple at the next table laughing, feeding each other small bites of cheese. They look easy together, uncomplicated. When did I become so complicated? Do you even like me? I ask. Carter considers this. I like the person you could be. I like the moments when you let your guard down and just, like when we went to that bookstore in the rain and you spent an hour reading children's books and laughing. Or when you told me about your dad teaching you to identify birds. You weren't performing then. You were just you. Maybe that's not the real me anymore. Maybe. Or maybe you've buried her under so many layers of ideology that you forgot she exists. Feel tears streaming down my face now. Don't even care who sees. I don't know how to be her again. Start by listening more than you talk. Start by assuming people are doing their best. Start by treating mistakes as human instead of evidence of moral bankruptcy. That sounds impossible. It's not. It just requires you to be humble. And humility isn't your strong suit. Laugh, despite myself. It's bitter, but it's genuine. I've spent so long trying to be right about everything. I know. I thought that's what mattered. Being right. Being aware. Being better than all the people who don't think about these things. And how's that working out for you? Look around the wine bar. I'm here alone with a man who just told me he'll never love me. My phone has no messages. My calendar has no plans except work meetings. My apartment is empty except for books and opinions. Not great, I admit. It's not too late, Carter says. You're smart. You're capable. You clearly care about things. You just need to channel it differently. How? Stop trying to win every conversation. Stop keeping score of who's more enlightened. Start asking questions instead of making pronouncements. Start with, what do you think? Instead of, actually, you're wrong because, process this. Are you going to keep seeing Maya? Yes. Are you in love with her? He smiles. And it's not for me. I think I might be. That hurts, but also feels right somehow. She's lucky. So am I. Another silence. Can we still be friends? I ask. I don't know. Can we? I'll try. To be different. To be better. Don't do it for me. Do it for yourself. Do it so you can actually enjoy your life instead of constantly auditing it. We split the check. He doesn't offer to pay. Knows I'd make it a thing. Even now I want to make it a thing. Resist the urge. Outside the bar we stand awkwardly. Thank you, I say. For what? For being honest. Even though it sucked. You're welcome. I hope things work out with Maya. Mean it. Mostly. Take care of yourself, he says. Walks away. Don't watch him go. Pull out my phone. Open Instagram. Scroll through my feed. Every third post is me sharing some article about problematic this or systemic that. My captions are all essays. My comments are all corrections. Look at my follow account, 4,892. Look at my actual friends. Can count them on one hand. Maybe not even that. Walk home through Brooklyn. Pass a woman struggling with a stroller on the subway stairs. My first instinct is to judge her for having kids in an overpopulated world. Stop myself. Go help her with the stroller. She thanks me. Smiles. I smile back. Doesn't fix anything, but it feels different. Get home. Pour a glass of wine. Sit with what Carter said. Everything he avoids in women. Exhausting. Performative. Judgmental. Unable to just exist. Open my laptop. Start typing. Not a social media post. Not an essay about my journey or my awakening. Just notes. For myself. Ways I've hurt people while claiming moral superiority. Times I've prioritized being right over being kind. Moments I've made other people's choices about me. The list gets long. Feels sick reading it. But also something else. Relief, maybe? Acknowledgement. My phone buzzes. Text from my mom. Thinking about you, sweetie. Hope you're well. She sends these every few weeks. I usually ignore them or send back something curt. Tonight I type, I'm sorry for how I've treated you. Stare at it for 5 minutes before hitting send. She responds immediately. Oh, honey, I love you so much. Can we talk sometime? Actually talk? I would love that. Feel something loosen in my chest. Look around my apartment. It's nice, objectively. But it feels like a museum to my own intelligence. Carefully curated books, art prints of female artists, everything signaling my values. When did I become more interested in signaling than actually living? I finish my wine. Think about Carter and Maya at dinner somewhere. Her telling him about her day without making it a TED talk. Him relaxing into conversation instead of bracing for correction. Could have been me, maybe still could be someone, somewhere. But first, I have to figure out who I actually am under all this. Performance. Close my laptop. Sit in the quiet. It's uncomfortable. No podcast, no music, no mental commentary about the state of the world. Just me, and the growing realization that I've been so busy trying to be the smartest person in every room that I've made every room want to empty when I enter. Carter was right. I am exhausting. The question is whether I can be something else. Don't have the answer tonight, but for the first time in years, I'm asking the question. And maybe that's something. Maybe that's a start.